Hey, you geeks! High time I got around to reviewing The Witcher Season 2. I've released reviews for the first 2 books in the series and have read the third, so I'm coming into this mindful that it is an adaptation, but I don't know everything. Although I oddly never reviewed the first season of The Witcher, I gave it an Ethics of Elfland video, so I must have liked it. Now, Season 2 is getting a complete spoilerific breakdown of its characters, world-building magic system, and plot. Which is to say that I liked Season 1 better, but Season 2 was not a complete disaster. Geralt. He's really a flat character this season. The show does play up him thinking that Yennefer is dead.
Is she alive?
But the reveal that she's alive just kind of happens.
After she burned through Nilfgaard's army and saved the continent, we should all be praising her name. Yen's alive.
Coming from Istredd, it just really kills the emotional traction of Geralt realizing that there was some good and beauty in the world and goes straight to that sickening feeling from a shard of ice. Then Geralt and Yennefer's long-awaited return lacks chemistry.
How is this possible?
I don't care.
The immediate face squishing just doesn't pay off for all that setup, especially since it changes nothing for Geralt plot-wise. Yennefer doesn't come clean, and Geralt still doesn't completely trust her.
And what about Yennefer?
She's had Ciri. I may just have to kill her.
Oh, no, obviously we're going to kill her. We're definitely going to kill her. I just haven't found a good enough jabbing stick yet, but what if she's changed too?
However, he has shouldered the role of being Ciri's protector rather well. The show is loyal to the source material in spirit, if not in form.
Sir Laszlo will be proud.
But neither his love of Yennefer nor his protectiveness of Ciri really ties into his big character moment in the finale.
Our hate is the pain she needs to grow stronger. Let's not give her what she wants.
That's a good moral, but where in his arc did that come from? His story this season was oddly devoid of dealing with senseless hate. The show teases the king's treachery against Yarpen Zigun, then psych!
The king can wait. We're going on an adventure.
We're off on a new adventure. So despite being the titular character, Geralt doesn't do much.
He grunts, and I tell stories.
Yennefer. When I'd heard that Yennefer's storyline was distracting in Season 2, I didn't think it could be too bad. She lost her magic and was lost in the woods. How bad could it be? Pretty bad. The show suddenly expects me to feel sorry for last season's major creep. I mean, it's not like the Brotherhood have been saints, but that just makes Yennefer's early episodes chock full of people I don't care about. On top of that, it's Yennefer who meets this season's villain, Baba Yaga.
Behold the mother of forests, the deathless mother nesting in dreams.
I don't care that the show gave her another name. It's Baba Yaga. True, Book 3 does sort of lack a final battle, but the amount of torture Yennefer's character's motivations undergo, from wanting to be a mother,
You, me, and her. The family we always dreamed of.
to wanting her magic back and willing to sacrifice a child,
All you have to do is deliver me to the right lock.
to wanting to be a mother again, should be outlawed by the Geneva Convention. And I don't really know how she regained her powers besides Hollywood's adaptation advice book directing that powerful female magic users must lose their magic for the second season, and the second season only. Sure, Gandalf got to level up, while these, quote, egalitarian shows literally strip women of their power. Ciri. We do get the rough shape of her terror at not knowing what she is.
Sometimes I feel like I could burn the whole world.
Seeing her grow as a little witcher in training was cool, but Ciri wanting to become a witcher didn't work on so many levels.
Please, just let me help heal something for once.
Yes, because the witchers are known for being saviors and living happy lives with their families, which is what she wants more than anything.
You belong with us.
We belong together.
In the end, she is possessed by a true monster rather than having her darker side lash out at the world.
That thing ain't Ciri.
That could have brought her character together in a cool and terrifying way, but destroyed her innocence, which the show seems intent on preserving above all else. Jaskier does not carry enough moral clout to deliver this line.
They come for the elves, Yennefer. They'll come for the dwarves. And sooner or later they will come for everyone.
I mean, he's not wrong, but Master High and Mighty Bard is so devoted to his moral crusade that he cannot help but protect his vanity while on a mission to help fugitive elves escape from Oxenford.
Maybe you are grateful to be entertained.
Also, this breaks the fourth wall in the worst way by telling the audience to go do something anatomically impossible. Jaskier, you were meant for better things. World building. The show focuses on the Norse pogrom against the elves. Yet for how much time we spend on this, we only get a surface-level explanation.
They need no other reason than the shape of our ears.
We see elves acting like humans in almost every way, except they are slow to breed and have pointy ears. A long history is hinted at, but it's never fleshed out. Now, I realize that's the show's theme. Prejudice is senseless and petty. But the show is using this theme as an excuse to slack on developing elfin culture, which could be somewhat out of sync with humans. We get a glimpse of a different culture when the elves decide they don't want to fight anymore when a child is born.
Many of us have had a change of heart.
Well, then you change it back.
I never intended to fight for Nilfgaard. Francesca convinced me, but now she has given me a far better reason not to fight.
Children usually spark the urge to protect in humans. Well, most animals, really. The elves' urge not to fight would be super interesting if it also didn't reek of just bad writing. The books haven't given much detail into the elves' quarrel with humans either, but the elves are so rarely seen it wasn't a problem. Magic system. Oh, hello, Milton. My suffering in the Paradise of Fools is already paying off. I can identify your chaos between the spheres theory lurking behind the Witcher's theory of magic.
The heavens roared and the realms collided.
I enjoyed learning about these mythical spheres and how each contains its own world. How these worlds are going to collide now that Ciri is coming into her power. Exploring Ciri's power in the later season was fun. Having Yennefer teach her because she cannot do it herself does nicely raise the stakes in Ciri's magic training.
That's enough. I can do it.
We'll find another route.
But how Yennefer got her powers back is still a little hazy. Baba Yaga said they were gone.
You've felt it since Sodden, haven't you? Or rather, haven't
Held it.
Then Yennefer sort of realizes that she never lost her magic.
Because magic wasn't what I was missing.
That makes no sense. Plot. This season suffers a bit from overplotting. It's very hard to say what all of this was even about. I'm going with this was a story concocted to tell why Ciri is so important to the world.
Child of Elder Blood, child of wrath, the time of contempt is nigh.
Since half-elves seem to be quite common in the Witcher world, I had been slightly confused about why Ciri was special. But being cursed to bear these powers by elves who were desperate 100 years ago works as an explanation.
The elves didn't build a weapon. They built a warrior.
Getting the elfin story at this time makes sense in theory. Meanwhile, there's the King of Redania, who they intentionally play for maximum shock and minimum sense. Ultimately, he's just a distraction, and the whole Brotherhood of Mages plot just spun its wheels for a season. Sure, they reshuffled their players, but they're still playing the same game.
That's quite barbarous. Even for me. Welcome to the Brotherhood.
I acknowledge this is part of the genre, but great writing balances the intentionally pointless subplots with meaningful plot. If each of these had gotten their own episode instead of stretching them out for the entire season, it would have worked better. This is a small beef compared to the Witchers and Ciri subplot, which in light of the books makes no sense. There, Triss Merigold was the only one who considered that the Witchers might turn Ciri into one of them, and she was so excited to finally learn the secrets of Witcher potions. While the Witchers were like, no, we will not share our secrets with you, and no, this Ciri girl has enough magical problems, we don't need to mutate her anymore. Heck, she might even be the legendary child born to be a Witcher. The show put it backwards. Triss basically knows all the Witcher's secrets.
Vis dirid ip igen.
And Vesemir is all too eager to use Ciri's blood to create another true Witcher. That Ciri insists must be her, and he goes along. In a season devoted to showing what magical potential Ciri has, it is baffling to think they would rewrite this plotline to make her less special. I guess it was really important that they created that vial of her blood. Lastly, the Nilfgaard reveal was totally worth it. I feel betrayed in a good way that Prickleface is evil.
Find my daughter.
Not to mention his long-term plan of marrying into the Cintran royalty, conceiving the Child of Legends, and raising her to be his weapon? Savior? Given his temperament, I highly doubt he would have truly loved her as a daughter. So it was fortunate for Ciri, yet unfortunate for the world, that Geralt claimed the Law of Surprise. I suppose that Geralt's intervention is why Prickleface thought it was a good idea to fake his own death at sea and brutally overtake an empire to wage war to get Ciri back. Though I'm certainly interested in finding out more of his rationale, insofar as he is capable of reason. Overall, this season just wasn't as fun as the first. The first balanced its darker elements with good humor and lighter moments. Here, the whole thing just sort of blends together in an unappealing gray. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Your patronage is greatly appreciated.